It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
How millennials should election-proof their finances.
All right, so if you are that person that falls into the millennial category, and I don't even remember the ages now, but this is folks in like their 20s and 30s, right? That's millennial. Does that sound right? And you're probably thinking, "Oh man, I gotta do something, right? This election, whether it goes left or right or whatever, I got to do something, right?" We want to equip you to know what you should be doing and how you should get your portfolio ready.
So we did this by the age, and we put millennials in here. And Bo, I want to give you a compliment because I feel like I do fall prey. Maybe it's because I'm getting older and all the people you hang out with. You do a good job. I don't think you're kind of like a duck with water when it comes to politics. Sure. You just don't and I think that is the healthiest thing because here's the first question I think millennials should ask themselves. Does this election even matter to you? I mean, in a lot of ways, financially, now I'm not talking about all the issues and so forth, but financially, does this election even matter to you?
Absolutely. Will it have a meaningful impact? If you're someone in your 20s and 30s and you're thinking about a portfolio that's going to last you into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, does what's happening this November, this election, should it even be something from a portfolio standpoint that's occupying your brain space? My thought is no.
Well, I think that we need to give a little more clarifying because I do want people to be active in their lives.
Sure.
But here's the thing. Financially, you're 30, 40, maybe even 50 years from pulling some of these assets out.
You're going to see a lot of elections.
There's going to be a lot more presidents in your future, a lot more Congresses in your future. And, what's more important is the stuff you can control. And what I'm thinking about here is, first of all, let's talk about how much are you saving? I mean, when we talk about army of dollar bills and we talk about 88 times over and the power of compounding interest, you need to focus on not where you're putting the money, but how you get more money saved. And then we talk about if you want to know where to put it, we like target retirement, index target retirement funds because they're much cheaper with the Vanguards, the Fidelities. But that's the stuff you can control is how much should I be saving?
Absolutely. That should be the number one question you're asking yourself. And if you want to get excited about it, you want to get motivated by that, go to our website, go to moneyguy.com/resources, go look at our deliverable called How Powerful Are My Dollars, and it will blow your mind. When you see that for a 20-year-old, $1 can turn into $88 by the time you get to retirement. We always tell young folks that the most important money you ever save is the first money you save. It's amazing that $50 to $100 that you start saving when you're in your 20s can be way more powerful than the thousands of dollars you save in your 50s because of how powerful compounding interest can be. So the very first question is, how much can I save and how do I save just a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I've used this as a great coping mechanism. If I look at somebody and we all get green with envy. It's not a good thing. But when you look at somebody and you go, man, I wish I had what they had. Mm-hmm. I want you to ask yourself, if you did it right, you likely will have more than they have if you're starting out young enough. Yep. And that leads to the next thing, because a lot of you guys are just discovering the Money Guy show. You're like, well, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with my money. Don't worry, we have you covered. You already heard Bo talk about with the multiplier slide on our resource page. You go to moneyguy.com/resources. We also have a deliverable called Financial Order of Operations. This is completely free. We have a 9-step process, financial order of operations, that will let you know what you should do. And look, if you look at this free deliverable and you go, I need even more than this, we do have a course. Absolutely. I mean, it is something that should accelerate the process, but first go check out the free resource. And I think that will answer a lot of questions. And if you'll respect the FOO, just like math has, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally with having an order of operations, we have found out that finances have the same thing. Respect the FOO and keep yourself on track.
So I think for millennials, when you're thinking about the election, it shouldn't occupy a ton of brain space. Yeah. Your mind ought to be focused on other things that are going to have a much more meaningful impact on your long-term financial life.